Is your pantry way overdue for a clean out? Same here. But here's the thing. I didn't have to tear the whole thing apart to get it back into shape. Because when you have the right organizers and a system that actually works for your space, cleaning becomes simple and quick. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I reset this pantry in no time. I'll also tell you why I chose the organizers I did and where you can find them for your own home. So if you're craving a pantry that's easy to manage and even easier to clean up, stick around. This setup might be exactly what you need. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and into my home. So today we're going to get in my pantry. We're going to declutter, clean, and organize in there. And y'all, I'm a little embarrassed by what you're going to see. Okay, so we're going to get started by removing everything off of the floor. This is going to free up some space so that I can move around. Okay, so this pantry has gotten out of hand and I feel like I have a little bit of explaining to do. Well, you guys know, if you've been following me, that Michael and I have been doing the carnivore diet for about 14 weeks, okay? So many of the products that's inside this pantry has not been used, okay? Things have been sitting and it's time to pull them out. I also have expired products in here that just need to go somewhere. And I need to get in these baskets and just rearrange them so that they work better for me. So no matter the reasoning, we all know that pantries can get pooped up very quickly. We tend to just store things in here. Things get left in here. Food, if we're not careful, gets pushed to the back and we bring new in. So it's time to just clean this up. Okay, so now we've got everything off of the floor. I will be going back and vacuuming and mopping once we finish. But next, I'm going to start taking things off of the shelf. Now, I only do one shelf at a time. I pull everything out, then I'll clean the shelf and put everything back in. I can do this because I've already got my system in place. As you can see, all of my containers, everything is pretty much in place. So, because of that, I can just go with one shelf at a time. Now, I will be talking to you about the baskets and the containers that I use, why I use them, and where I got them. Okay, so on each shelf, I'll use my little vacuum to go ahead and vacuum up any crumbs, things like that. I will link one that is very similar to this down in the description box. This has been really nice. I use it here in my kitchen. I mainly use it to clean up around the coffee grounder, but I also use it inside my drawers or right here in the pantry. And then I'll also be using my favorite microfiber cloths and the Method all-purpose cleaner. All right, before I bring those brown baskets back in here, I know that I have things in these baskets that actually belong in the brown baskets. So I'm going to go ahead and move those over there, like the nuts. These ones are pretty much gone. I'll get rid of those. These are like chips that we ended up not really liking. They're kind of like pork rinds, but they're made with chicken. However, these are good if you brown them up and then you use it to, you know, like put a crust on chicken or something like that. So anyways, they're only good until September of 2025. So I'm going to have to get busy, do something with those. Got more nuts in here. And then this is where I keep beans and lentils and quinoa. These we ended up not even liking, so I might pass these on. I'll keep them in here until I pull this out. I just wanted to pull out any of the things that needs to go over with the seeds and the nuts, and these are some seeds here. Let's take those out, and these. Well, it looks like I have some more pecans, so here. Okay, let's take those out. All right, this is trash. These are pepitas. I think I might have a container to put pepitas. I'll put those there. These are pecans that need to be used up before I open any more. There we go. There. More pecans. Then seeds. I think I have a sunflower seed container. And then pistachios. Let me go get those containers out. In these white baskets, I like to go ahead and categorize my food. So I have a basket that has like my beans and my lentils, things like that. I have a rice basket. I also have a basket that holds all of my chocolate chips, my baking, things like that, pasta. And then I have an empty basket that I usually keep bread in, but we haven't been eating bread, so there's no bread in it. So I like to categorize all of these baskets, and so I know what's in each basket. When I go shopping, I know exactly which basket to put it in. I'm not searching around trying to figure out where I'm going to put something. It just goes into the basket. Okay, so this is the basket that we usually put bread in. And since we haven't been eating bread, I thought, let's go ahead and pull these out of the boxes and stick them in there. That way I remind myself to use these or eat these. This is the chicken skin crisp. This is the hot Nashville seasoned. So I don't even know if we tried those ones. So I'll have my husband try those and tell me what he thinks, whether he thinks we'll like them or not. But I'm going to go ahead and stick these in here so that they don't get forgotten. Again, you can take these and put them in a food processor, whatever that crunches it up. Put it in that and use it as a breading for chicken. Got some fried chicken, and you use that as the crust. We also like to have chicken nuggets. You can use this as a crust. We've done it with the pork rinds. However, with pork rinds, they tend to be really, really greasy and they'll clump up. So this right here is not as greasy, so I think that would work better. But anyways, I'll just stick that in just like that. Okay, so now we've gotten these 2 shelves done. These are all of my basket containers. Let me tell you a little bit about these. These right here I got probably from either Home Goods or TJ Maxx, something like that. I like these because they don't scratch up the top of my shelf. It's large enough to hold these things. I know it's larger than the shelf, but that's okay with me. And then these baskets right here, I got them from Home Goods. And again, I like these because if I need something, I can take the whole basket out. Or when I clean the shelves, I'm only taking baskets out. I'm not taking a lot of products out of here. Just grab a basket, go clean out your container. Now these containers I got from Home Goods. They also have tops. Obviously I can't put tops on them, so I just store them right on top of the tops. Typically I don't pull these out but once a year to clean inside the containers. I will go ahead and pull these out because I do need to clean underneath it, and I'll look in the containers. It's been about a year, maybe even a little bit longer since I've done these. So I'm going to go ahead and pull those out now. Now these containers are very heavy. So I do need just to check my dates on here. Like I said, it's been about a year, maybe even longer since I've been in these, or pull these containers out. This is good, and I know that's good. And then we don't even use that, we don't use that, we don't use that. So I'll pass that on. Tabasco we use, but let me see. Yeah, this is up in August, so I'll need to use that quickly. All right, I'm just going to go through these really quick, and then we will get through this. Go ahead and clean out the inside of the bucket. It's not really bad, but get the vacuum real quick. A lot of those products are out of date, so it's a good thing I went through there, check the dates. I like these white containers because they hold anything that might spill, and it contains it all. That way nothing's going to ruin the top of my shelves. Go grab the other one. So see, it contained all of the spills, and all that would have been on top of my shelf. So this is the reason why I used a closed container for any of my liquids. So it's clearly been over a year or two since I've gone through this container or these containers. Look at this Thousand Islands. We know that that's not the color of Thousand Islands. So all of these I'm going to be throwing away. And then the chocolates, I think I'll just put them in a Ziploc bag, let the grandkids have those. And I'll see if my daughter wants these. I did not like the taste of them. She might. I think we got them from Costco. Yeah, they're still good until 2026. So I'll see if she likes those. If not, she can figure out what she wants to do with them. Okay, so these are the containers that I decant in. We used to have them all as cereals. We no longer need more than just 2 cereals, so I changed this one to pasta. I don't have any of the pasta that I typically keep in here. These right here are pinto beans. I think I have some pinto beans. Where's the bean basket? Right here. No, those are red kidney beans, so no, I don't have any pinto beans. But anyways, that's what I keep in here. Oats, jasmine rice, brown rice, beans, flaxseed, walnuts, what are those, pistachio nuts, orzo, almonds. Let's see, do I have any almonds I can put in there? Yeah, right there I've got some roasted almonds, so I'll take those out of there and put them in that other container. And let's see, and then we have the containers that we need to put back in here for the craisins and things like that. These containers right here hold my onions and potatoes. We haven't had potatoes in a long time, but I'm not going to get rid of it because we are going to have potatoes. So I'm going to clean these out. We also need to take everything out so we can, clean off the shelves. I'm going to go ahead and gather some of these things that I'm going to be throwing away and just kind of tidy up this counter so that I have more space. Like I said, I will be giving the cilantro lime rice to my daughter. I also have those plastic containers there to the left. You can see the corner of it. I'm giving all those to her as well. We haven't been using them, so it's time for me to go ahead and get rid of them. Now, these cereal containers, I was going to tell you, I will link these for you. They are wonderful because they will fit and store a large box of cereal. So when you pour it in there, you're not having a little bit of cereal left over in your bag, right? So that's why I got the bigger ones. It's got a big mouth on it. I like the handle that it has on it. And these are absolutely perfect. You can have them for cereal, you can have them for pasta, beans, rice, any of that kind of stuff. But I will link those for you. I will link as many of the things that I'm using that I possibly can, except for the things, obviously, that I got from Home Goods or TJ Maxx, places like that. So when you get on Amazon and you're looking at the acrylic shelves, you're going to find all different kinds, okay? I specifically looked for this kind because I like that it has a little end cap here on the shelf. If you don't have that, you run the risk of your jars falling off, right? So I also wanted to show you that this fits all different kinds. You don't have to have these square kinds or the ones that I decanted in. I mean, you can have a smaller one like this or even a large one, that you get at the store. That's going to fit in there because it's the same size. If you have a tall round one or a short round one, that's going to fit. And then if you have this, oddball one, they look pretty, but if you have those, that will fit. It doesn't have to be completely uniform like this. That's just something that I added in. If you, have a bunch of random bottles, they're all going to fit on here. Everything is nice and secure in there. It's not going to fall off the front or the side. And then I screwed mine into the wall, and it was super easy to do. It comes with all of the you know, things that you need, the mollies, all of that, everything you need to screw it in there. And I just think it looks really nice here. When you come in, everything just looks very uniform. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you so you know why I chose this type of shelf. As you can see, I just dropped all those containers down to the shelf below. I've decided I'm going to go ahead and put it on that shelf instead of having it on the top shelf. Just to change it up a little bit. I will be taking the containers out of the pantry. That way I can wipe everything down. But you can certainly do this right in your pantry. I just don't have a whole lot of room when I have the camera in here. So I will be pulling them out. But you can see that you could do it standing right in the pantry itself. I'm going to go ahead and move the cereal boxes and all that onto this shelf. So I'm just kind of flip-flopping these two shelves. Just something a little different. I purchased all these plastic containers from either Home Goods or TJ Maxx. I just pick some up every now and then, and now I have a collection. Anyways, what you're looking for when you get them is you want to have this rubber seal on the outside. When you lock the top, it seals out the air. And then I also like to put measuring spoons, measuring cups, all of that in the containers, especially the containers that I use the most. I purchased the glass canning jars from Walmart. I thought that they were beautiful. I'm certainly going to use them for something. Not sure what I'm going to use them for yet, but I really, really do like those. All right, so now it's time to do all of the cans. Let's go ahead and pull out all the cans. We're going to clean the risers, clean the tops of the shelves, and put everything back in. I used to purchase a lot of canned foods. That's why I have the 3 risers. We don't use canned foods all that much anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of that 1 riser that's right there to the right. I'm going to go ahead and take that out and pass that on to one of my kids and one of my girls. My son lives in Alaska, so I'm not going to mail it to him, but to one of my girls who live here, you know, close to me. I'll pass that on to them. I know there's a few cans of soups and sauces and some beans, also some diced tomatoes, so I'll put those back on the shelves. Now, because these baskets are up so high, I cannot see what's inside of them. So when you have baskets that are up high like that and you can't see inside of them, you need to know what you keep in those baskets. So I have very specific products that I keep in here. All right, I pulled everything out of the baskets, and this is all I have left in this basket. Nothing in this basket, which is completely fine for now. So now I'll have an empty basket up there to put. Typically, I'll put things like packets in here. This one is old, I can tell, because I can't even squish it, it's so hard. And this product right here holds all of my plastic bags. Pull it out there, put it in right here. It holds several bags. You can screw it into the wall, but I have mine on there with some adhesive that actually came with the product. Okay, so I'm playing around with the shelves and I'm thinking about moving the brown baskets here. I've always liked having them right here because it looks nice when you walk in and you see those brown baskets sitting there. But I'm thinking about maybe putting my crock pots and things like that right here on this shelf instead of having them right down there on the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull those in and let's see what that looks like there. Okay, so they fit perfectly right there. I did try to fit my air fryer right here, and it's about 1/4 of an inch too large. So I'm not going to put that there. However, I am going to be organizing these in here in the next couple of weeks. And I'm thinking about pulling out the toaster with the white bucket because the white bucket matches the ones that are in there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that out and then stick the toaster inside the pantry. Let's see how that looks. This cupboard is just not functional the way it is. I'd like to be able to have a pull-out drawer or something, but let's go ahead and do this and free up some of this space and see how that looks. This is precisely why I keep my toaster in a basket. That way I don't have all those crumbs underneath my cabinet or inside my pantry or wherever else you keep your toaster. Okay, I like that. I do want to get a new toaster. This one is pretty much on its last legs. We haven't been using it lately, so I haven't gotten one. But it would be nice maybe to have the Beautiful brand, but we'll see. I don't know. I'll just keep that there for now. Okay, now I'm going to work on these white containers that go in the bottom of the closet. There's some things in here I know for a fact I don't need. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those things. This right here is my baking basket. I do need my baking basket, so that will stay. That doesn't need to go in there. This has my flours, my sugar, baking powder. Well, not this. Yep, that's out of date. Okay, so let's keep that. This container has all of the plates that I used to use around the pool. However, we've been using the paper plates. It's just easier with the grandkids and all that. I do use these for hot dogs for the grandkids. So I'm going to keep those. And I'll keep these molds. It needs to go with baking. But all of these plastic plates, these all need to go. To a new home, we're not using them. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that stuff out. This is for popcorn. Save that. And we'll pull all these out so that I can pass these on to someone else who might need them or can use them. And then I'll just wipe this out real quick. So since I have this free container, I'm going to go ahead and put all of my vacuum seal bags in here and also my vacuum sealer. That way I only have to pick up the whole container and bring it with me instead of going in and pulling out two different things. This also tends to, the stuff tends to slide out. So if I have it contained, just put it there and then I'll put my vacuum sealer right here on top. There we go. Keep it just like that. Now let's go through this one. See what we need in there. All right. Okay, so these are all of our paper, plastic that we use around the pool. So that's what I'll use this container for, and just get rid of the things in here that I don't need. That, I need that. This is for the vacuum sealer. Cups, plastic spoons, that goes with that. Spoons, serving, forks, aluminum foil, it can go up there. Serving spoons, more cups. Let me see. I need to clean this out real quick, so let's just move that stuff here. Okay. So let's put the forks and spoons, plasticware, that. pantry. And that. How long has it been since you've cleaned the baseboards in your pantry? I'll be honest, it's been a long time since I've cleaned the baseboards. I've vacuumed in here and I've mopped in here, but I haven't gotten down on my hands and knees and, really cleaned the baseboards. So it is about time for me to get this done. So I've shared many different mopping systems here on my channel, and this one right here is the E-Cloth mopping system. I really like this one. You do not have to use any cleansers. You just wet the pad and it will clean the floors really, really well. So all you do is wet the pad and then go ahead and attach it to the pole. It has Velcro on there. It holds it really tight. And this is a very quick system if you want to get a thorough clean, but also not have to pull out a mop bucket, soap, or any of that thing. Just fresh water and get to cleaning, and everything is nice and fresh. You can also use this mop to clean your baseboards. If you put it up on its side and just run it along the baseboards, you can clean the baseboards. I also clean my glass sliders with it. There's lots of things that you can do with it. I've seen people clean the fronts of their cabinets with it as well. Okay, so we got everything in here decluttered, we cleaned, we organized. We also moved things around so that it worked a little better for me. Moved up these appliances right here. Wasn't able to move up the air fryer, but that's okay. Right there's my step stool, but honestly, I got a new one because that one is too short and it's too bulky. If it comes in time, I will show you which one I got. This right here is perfect because all I have to do is go pick this up, set it on the counter. I've got all the stuff in here that I need to vacuum seal my food. Right here, same thing. Take this out to the pool, and all my stuff is right in here. And that right there is all my baking stuff. Moved these brown containers here. Got these all cleaned up. Everything is nice and orderly. The only thing I didn't do was get up there. All that stuff is far too heavy. My stool is too short, and honestly, I don't feel like getting up there and getting any of that down. Way too heavy. Same thing with those bottles. I didn't pull that down, but we did get all of this cleaned up. We got all the spices cleaned up, and everything just feels so good. So I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. I'm going to leave this video playlist for you to go see next. This is me going into each of my daughter's homes, and we are redoing their pantries. They all have very different types of pantries, different needs, and I filmed all of these and I put it into a playlist for you to go see next. Okay, I'll see you again in next Thursday's video. Until then, stay blessed, my friends.